Okay folks, today we're going to talk about a device which you can use to help steady the video from your HD DSLR, in this case the Canon 7D. And for the example today I've got a 10mm Sigma 10mm to 20mm lens, and that's the sample footage I'm going to show you shortly. So the device that we're going to talk about is by a company called Camera Motion Research, and it is called the Blackbird stabilizer. And here's a picture of the manual. I'll zoom in a little bit, see if you can see it. It gives you an idea of kind of what it looks like. It comes with a printed manual. It also comes with an instructional DVD. And in this case, we purchased the deluxe kit, which includes pretty much everything you'll need. And I may not go over each and every piece that's in the kit, but I'm going to show you how to get it stabilized for your DSLR, and I'm also going to show you some sample footage. Okay, the first thing I want to do is I want to refer to the manual, to the page where it talks about the counterweight suggestions. And for my 7D with the 10mm Sigma lens, it's approximately 3 pounds or so, maybe a little bit more. So it tells me that I need one large counterweight on each side, and I'll show you what that means here shortly. Now the other thing, if you have a camcorder and you can take a pencil and find the center point of balance on it, that's a good idea to start, but with a DSLR it's very difficult to do that. So let me zoom out a little bit here, and I'll show you. It comes with a mounting plate, which also has some gripping kind of material on the top, so once you put it on your camera it doesn't slide around a lot. So I've already pre-mounted this one on my 7D before, and I know that the 1/4-20 screw needs to be at the back, because when you put this camera on, it's front heavy because of the lens. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach that, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that I have the plate attached to the bottom of the 7D, the 1/4-20 screw is near the back of the camera, so that's gonna put our center point somewhere up at the beginning of the lens, which is where it should be because I've stabilized this before. Another important thing, which I'll probably re-emphasize, is that you need to go ahead and put your lens hood on, take your cap off, set it up just like you're going to use it, because any change you make, like even the zoom range, will cause the device to be out of balance. So you want to make sure you get that set up properly. And then I'll show you the main part of the device here. This is the main part of the stabilizer. As you can see, it has the gimbal mount here. This one also came with the optional kickstand, which I'll show you that in just a little bit, and that's very important if you want to make this easier on yourself. So here is the top plate, and you can see there is a level here, and there's a lot of numbers here, and what that's for is for the ability to adjust the plate forward and backward. And this is a micro adjustment here, and there's also another micro adjustment here to slide the plate forward and backward, and another level, so you can make sure that you have the device weighted properly. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get my camera mounted, and I'll show you how that works. Okay, I'm not going to go over each included component. You can see that on the Camera Motion website, which I'll put a link down here. And I'm going to show you that it's pretty simple to get this balance, especially since I've already done it before. And I'll show you some tips and tricks. First off, this is the T-bar that has the counterweights at the bottom. These are the large counterweights. All I want to do is slide it down, and they recommend a starting position of around 8. And I'll show you, there's actually numbers here on the side. It's very important that when you tighten this latch that you do not turn it too hard, because you will kind of put an indentation in the aluminum. So there we go, there's a device, and I'm just kind of holding it up here. You can see how it's balanced right now. And here's the use of the kickstand, which it works when you have the camera on as well. See, that's great. All right, so let's put the camera on. Okay, so now we will, first off, make sure this is flipped down. We will turn this screw counterclockwise to open it up so the plate can slide in. And then I'll just take the plate, slide it in, and I'm gonna come back here so I don't drop my camera. And then we tighten this, and it falls into place. And I know about where this one needs to sit for it to be level. So I'm gonna tighten it up. Make sure you get that pretty tight, because you don't really want to have your camera falling off. As I'm looking at the levels here, the bubbles, I can see that I need a little bit of adjustment to the right. So I'll turn the knob here to adjust it to the right, which it tells you which way to adjust to the right. Now my rear bubble is level. My front bubble is off a little bit. Now I prefer to have my camera tilt forward just a little bit because I'm tall, and I like the footage that way instead of it being completely level, and that's a personal preference thing. Here's the other trick that you really need to work with. This is what they call the drop time. So hold it out at 90 degrees and then drop it and count how long it takes to get straight. 1001, 1002. Now, according to camera motion, that's a little bit fast, but I like mine between 1 and 2 seconds. I found that works pretty good for me. So there you have it. The Blackbird stabilizer with a Canon 7D with a Sigma 10 to 20 millimeter lens. And now I'll show you some sample footage. Okay, that footage was sort of a virtual tour that I did for a realtor friend of mine. So I just wanted to kind of show how the device worked in that environment. And here you can see how the kickstand portion works, which if you're moving around, you really need a way to sit the camera down. That's kind of useful. There are some caveats. One being, you cannot focus your camera while using this device. Now, if you think about it, when you're holding the device to stabilize, anything you do to touch up here is going to make your footage jerky. So what I recommend is you close down your aperture some. Don't try to get the real shallow depth of field, and preset your focus and set it for manual, obviously. And there you have it. There's my review of the Blackbird stabilizer by Camera Motion Research.